Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. My name is Josh Lilquist, and we are having a good time talking about these great financial markets. We had a Fed announcement this week, nice volatility after that, and probably continuing to move forward. Earnings this week, also last week. Last week was especially blockbuster. Some good companies reporting again this week, but we had a lot of people texting in to the free investing class that we have right here at our local academies at Online Trading Academy. Congratulations to those to you that did get set up for this 2-hour class. If you did miss it, make sure to text right now for 2 seats for this. Do it right now. Text the word investing to the number 210-210. That's text investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats. But also, when you do that, you're going to receive your financial quick start kit just by getting set up, and that'll actually have some free stock picks in there. So, Al, in that last segment, we were talking about odds and probabilities in your trading and in your investing as you get into the markets. That way, you have a plan, you have a vision moving forward with your trades and investments. Well, we talk to a lot of people here at the Academy, and a lot of people come to the Academy looking for help on whether it's their retirement accounts, which we'll probably talk about a little bit later, but especially people are looking to have more income in their life. And people always come in and say, hey, I want to make some money. Well, okay, that's great. Well, what do you want to do with that money?
Right.
What will it do for you? How will that change your life? And a lot of those questions and a lot of things that you can think about is, how will it change your life? What will it make your life look like moving forward? So we have a lot of people looking for those different income strategies, and they want to use the market for that because the market's a phenomenal thing. It's moving all the time, and a lot of people say, well, it's not moving at night. Well, of course it is. You have different assets that are open at night, which we'll talk about coming up here. But we have people that want to pick the right stock or pick what's the next big thing to buy to hopefully have or realize a profit. And I was talking with some good friends this week actually, and they're talking about Facebook. Like, hey, Facebook is down big. It's down. What is it down? About 73%.
By the way, now called Meta.
Yeah, but it's called Meta, and they're like, well, is it a buy? Well, it's down. I mean, it's definitely cheap, but it's could continue to go lower, and so you don't just want to buy a stock just because it's down. For example, look at Snapchat. I mean, you could have said, hey, Snapchat back in May had a huge drop. Well, it went further down. So these stocks could continue to drop, which eventually, if you invest a bunch of money into those, eventually it could just disappear.
Sure.
So that's why you want to have odds and probabilities in your favor, like we talked about in that last segment. So that being said, Al, not looking for just that hot stock to buy just because it's low. How do you incorporate those rules and those odds and probabilities in your favor within a plan to buy the right stocks, but also at the right time?
Yeah, you brought up a whole bunch of things there. Hopefully, I'll cover most of them
Do
here.
your best.
But
I know you always
first of all,
do.
I'll start with this. You mentioned why people are looking at making money in the market. I mean, we know everybody wants to make money. They want to be successful. But what are your goals? You need to set goals and write those down. Express what those goals are, because otherwise you're not going to follow the right strategy to be able to achieve a goal you haven't identified. So that's really important. That's kind of where we start with students. You mentioned a stock that's going down. A lot of people try to guess when it's hit the bottom, and for many people, that's a disappointment because it keeps going down. And people are going, well, it can't go down much further, can it? And they start buying. And then sometimes they'll put a stop loss in, and the price goes right through that stop loss. They get stopped out. They get discouraged. They stop using stop losses, and then they have these big losses. And that's one thing you can never have if you want to be a long-term trader investor, is to have big losses. So one of the things I think our students look for, oh, by the way, before I go on to that, when a stock is going down, at some point in time, unless it's a company that is going out of business, it will stop going down and start going up. But how do you identify where that point is? And the same thing happens when the price goes up. The price of even the best company in the world can only go up so high before it becomes too overvalued to be a good investment, and then the price goes down. What happens? How does that happen? What makes price stop going down? what makes price stop going up? It's institutional buyers and sellers, and that is the important thing, regardless of what you're trading, whether you are trading stock or options or futures or Forex, or you're a short-term trader, long-term investor. It's identifying those turning points that is going to give you the success that you want to achieve. It really, I think it comes down to maybe one word, Josh, and that is control. A
Hmm.
lot of people are stressed out because there's so many things happening in not just our economy here, but globally that we have no control over. And you never know from day to day what's going to happen or who's going to make a comment about something or who's going to shoot a rocket off somewhere. There are things happening globally that are impacting all of us that we can't control. But what you can control is how you react to those things. And oftentimes what's happening in the economy and what happens in the markets, the financial markets, are different things. They're not that tied together. They're separate entities. And the markets are going to function like they always have and they always will, and that's based on supply and demand. Price moves up when there's more demand for something, price moves down when there's more supply. So how do you achieve that control? You use a strategy that utilizes supply and demand based on the people that have enough clout, in other words, enough money to increase the demand significantly where it moves price. And then also the same thing when they sell. They are doing it in such large quantities that they can impact the price downward. So that is really what we do. We start out with your goals, and then let us help you develop a strategy that we know can work on a consistent basis, regardless of what you're trading or you're investing, that's going to put the control back in your hands so you don't have to worry about what's happening extraneously. You can control your investments, starting with the number one thing we teach, Josh, which is risk management. The one thing that you can never let happen if you want to, live another day as an investment or trader is a big loss or big losses. You're going to have some small losses. You're going to have some small wins that offset those. But if you eliminate those big losses, what's left? It's some of the big wins, and those will come occasionally. But it's consistency. It's having control so you can use a strategy that gives you consistent results that work in your favor, regardless of what you're trading or investing. We mentioned stocks. A lot of people I think that listen to us think that to be an online trading academy student, you have to learn to trade futures or options or Forex. Those are our assets that we talk to you about, we teach you about. A lot of our students trade stock, and primarily for their long-term wealth. But we just want you to know what those other assets are because they are really more beneficial. They have some great benefits for short-term trading, for generating cash on a regular basis, on a short-term basis. So we don't have a bias as to what you trade. We just want you to know what the different opportunities are, how to use them to your advantage, and again, how to have control over the markets, over what you have based on having the right education, the right knowledge.
Yeah, you dropped a lot of different information there, and I think I really like you've been talking about these three C's. That's we talk a lot about. And we've been talking about the three C's for years. You want to have more control in your life, right?
Right.
But how you have more control, once you do that, you have more consistency in your trading and investing. Once you're controlling your emotions, is what I'm talking about. But the key there is to have more choices, and that's what investing and trading could potentially do for people is give people more choices, more freedom. I was talking with a good friend this week, and they were talking about they have a good job, they make great money, but they just don't have the freedom that they always wanted to. They're stuck. I mean, they can't get away from their job, that job, during the day. They have no freedom to be able to kind of be flexible and have more fun with their life. So that's why the nice thing about trading and investing, it allows people to have that opportunity. We're going to talk about some of the different assets that are traded at night. So that way, maybe you can start that in the evening and still have that job. And what does that create? Potential two sources of income strategies. So we have these investing classes at our local academies, and we introduce you to these different techniques, these different concepts about the financial markets. If you're looking for more income strategies in life, well, the market could be that source. If you're looking for more wealth strategies, that could be the same opportunity. So come into one of these classes, learn how the markets work, learn how supply and demand works in the financial markets, and then make smart investing decisions moving forward. Text the word investing to the number 210 right now. When you do that, you're going to receive 2 seats to one of our classes, also a financial quick start kit to help you get started right away, to get you introduced to some of these things. So if you're new to these markets and you're saying, hey, is this class for me? Well, it's exactly for you because how do you learn something? You learn from the bottom up, and that's what we teach. If you're looking for more consistency, if you've been doing a lot of trading and investing, it's for you as well because that's what it all comes down to, having a plan and putting the odds and probabilities in your favor. Text the word investing to the number 210. We talked about these different assets. Just real quick, we got about 2 minutes here to explain this. Talk about futures and Forex, but why they're so beneficial for people that work during the day.
Well, futures and Forex trade essentially 24 hours a day. Forex is 24 hours. Futures about 23 hours and 45 minutes. So you have many more opportunities to trade. And just because our stock market closes at the central time zone at 3:30 or 3 o'clock, it doesn't mean that the markets around the world close. There's still activity going on that will impact our markets that next day and going forward. So futures and Forex allow you to participate basically whenever you want to. It's around the clock. The additional thing that really makes them beneficial and why so many pros trade them is because they have leverage. It allows you to have a much smaller account and control something much larger, very much like having a mortgage on a home. It's sort of like a down payment. So with an account, it possibly as small as $2,000, there's the potential to control something maybe worth $100,000. That's leverage. That's maximizing the use of your investment dollars, and that's what the pros do. So you get that round-the-clock trading, you get the leverage. You can use Forex in the futures market for up markets, down markets. You have a lot of versatility there as to what parts of the market you're investing in. Futures is a family of things that you can trade. The major stock markets, commodities, oil, gold, silver, currencies, interest rates, a number of different things that allow you to put together a truly diversified portfolio. Futures is a great short-term trading vehicle. And as would be options, for example, that's another leveraged asset that a lot of our students use. Very versatile. You can use them short-term, kind of more mid-term, and then also long-term. They can be used as protection. So, and that's the reason that we want people to learn about these, so they know what the advantages are, what the benefits are, to see if they fit within, their environment, what they're looking for, what their goals are, and whether one of these or a combination of these can be used to help them achieve those goals that we ask them to identify.
Yeah, and that really comes down to having a plan, right? Most people don't really have a plan in their financial life, their financial decisions. They just kind of go off, the seat of their pants. And that's what, you help a lot of people with here at Online Trading Academy, is create that plan for what you want your life to look like. What might your life look like if you had another income strategy in your life? Would you be able to have more flexibility? Would you be able to dial back from work a little bit? I don't know. But if you don't have that plan, you can't get anywhere else. You have to get started. And that's the key. And I know you would inspire a lot of people that listen to the show here on how to get started. And it really starts with one of these investing classes that we do here locally. These are 2-hour classes, and these are classes where we've taught thousands just like you are many strategies which are designed to teach you to make better investing decisions. So if you can text right now for 2 seats for this class, text the word investing to the number 210. That's text investing to the number 210. This is for 2 seats. When you do that, you're going to receive that financial quick start kit to help you get started right away. These classes, as I mentioned, 2 hours long at our physical academy. It's a place to go with like-minded people. It's a community of traders and investors. Whether you're looking for short-term income strategies or long-term wealth strategies, text the word investing to the number 210 right now. When you do that, you're going to receive a text back, and you're going to pick a day that works best for you, and we'll make sure we get a call from one of our associates to find that schedule that works best for you. Coming up next, wealth strategies, 401ks and IRAs, and how to make smart investing decisions as you're moving into retirement, but also during that retirement time. This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We'll be right back.